they asked, why did you jump that far off an oil derrick? He said, well, I knew I was going to die if I stayed on a burning platform, so I had to make the leap and do something different that I had no idea. But we did the math in ours, and if we kind of projected out over the next 20 or 30 years, our club wouldn't exist if we didn't do something different with that burning platform. So we had to really make some changes, and I would like to thank John Louder for his leadership in what we're doing. But we got together with a few key people from our club and discussed some strategies, and then took those ideas to the board, and our board adopted membership growth as its top goal for this Rotary year, and we hope that succeeding boards and presidents will maintain that goal. It kind of ties into a lot about what we talked about as our goals and our vision. Our club loves to support the Rotary Foundation. We love to do the community service projects and stuff, and the idea, and we've raised a lot of money over the years for that. We have a good fundraiser every year, but it's been a little bit of a struggle over the last few years because we have fewer members. So we've got one choice. We can ask people to write a bigger check. That's harder and harder to do to maintain, or we can reduce our impact on the community and the world. So we decided that if we grow, we got more people, that it gets easier, you can have a bigger impact. And that idea of our community service is a result of good people in Rotary. It's not people come and do communities. I think a lot of our members in all of our clubs would be doing great things in our communities without Rotary. So what we do is because we attract good people and have that. So that was our number one goal. So we established our goals, and we used the tools from the summit. Everything that the summit has they gave us a website where you can go get all the printed off materials, like the membership surveys and the postcards and the outlines. So we're just trying to use that. So we have taken our first baby steps in implementing it, and we've had our first baby successes. So that's good. So we hope, since as Abby said, don't keep trying something that doesn't work. We're going to keep trying to do more of what does work. First thing we did was establish some dates for membership hours, or information hours, I think we call them, where people can learn more about Crescent Rotary Club. And we just had our first one this week. And I will tell you, if you attended the summit, there were some numbers about what you need to plan for to overcome your loss of members through retention losses, because good people are going to leave for a variety of reasons. We had one of our long-term members this week stand up and announce his resignation from Rotary due to health reasons. This was a past president, somebody that had been with us over 30 years. And you just can't, you've got to attract new members to offset that kind of event. So at any rate, the numbers were 10, 3, and 1. If you remember that from the summit, if you attended, you had to have 10 prospects, 10 people to ask or invite. Out of that 10, you might get 3 to attend a meeting or to actually come and check it out. And out of that 3, the statistics over time should bear out 1 new member. It's really weird. We had exactly that. We invited 10 people to our first, we had 10 invitations to our first invitation hour. We had 3 show up, 1 joined. So it was kind of weird. So I would encourage you to do that. So I didn't bring handouts for everybody. What I will do is email what we used if you would like them. Remember we got them off the website, so Susie can do that. The first thing we did, John established a board liaison project. So if we, in our mind, we needed 160 prospects or potential people that might be interested. We have 80 members. Now, for the really intelligent ones, John was able to figure out that's 2 per member. So, without a lot of calculation. So, how are we going to get those 2 names per member? Well, our board is appointed to certain members of the club, and all I did was, I'm just going to pass this around just so you can see the layout. Each board member has certain club members. They're in charge of getting 2 per member now. So if I got 4 from John and none from Ralph, I've still met my goal, if that makes sense. So each board member has a certain target number. So just to see that layout on how we're attracting, going to do what the membership summit told us to do. We had, so we invited our first membership hour, and I do have a few of these. And again, so this, what I'm gonna pass out is, on the top of it is our agenda, what we did at the member information hour. And the bottom half of it, under the line, is how we emailed the club members to identify targeted people. So if you'll pass a couple of those around. Again, don't keep them, just look at them, and I will be glad to email that document just if you want to see what we did. The hour we had, we asked some key board members or experienced members of our club to have 5-minute presentations each. It was 1 hour, and it really worked nicely. It was almost a stand-up meeting. We had a few people sit down, but just in that hour, it was we started with some socialization. But the first thing we did was have one of our members talk about a little bit why Rotary was formed and what are the benefits. Why should somebody consider joining Rotary? And I was so excited. I was so proud. I actually filled out an application myself so I could be a double member. I got really excited about being a Rotarian. But going back to the very first Rotary meeting with Paul Harris, it was 4 people in a town. They just wanted to know other people and form relationships with other professional people. It really is that simple, so that you can know people in your community and benefit from that. And when you attract good people, the other things that Rotary does are a natural result, I believe. And so, the fact that hopefully we know each other in this room is a benefit for being a Rotary member, and certainly think about your club and who you know and the friendships you formed. And don't be afraid. I've done a lot of business with people in my Rotary club. I'm not, if I need an apartment, I'm going to call John. If I need good insurance, I'm going to call Ralph. That's one of the great things about knowing each other. We're not getting into it as a leads club or as a solicitation, but if I want to have a relationship with people, that's a wonderful, good part of life. So we went around the room with the 5-minute presentations on each subject, and the last Patrick Lanier at our club closed with just how do you become a member and how do you sign up. Of course, we had the applications there, and one person completed the application, so we've already gotten a 10-day or 7-day letter to all the club members, and we hope Monday week we'll be able to induct that person. So anyway, pretty cool. We had great success, and we have 3 more of these dates coming. We will be able to enter the emails of the 10 prospects. We're going to enter them in the club database, and so now they'll receive every email that we send to our members about meeting topics and social opportunities, community service opportunities they'll get, and we hope that they'll either say, yeah, I want to be a part of Rotary, or get tired of it and tell us, take us off your mail list. We'll get them to say yes or no. But that's kind of what we got, and so I just encourage you to implement the tactics that we saw and the strategies that we saw in the membership summit, and see if they work, see what happens. Anyway, so thank you, Susan.
Greg, actually,
Sure.
I saw a video, I think it was from one of your members, posted on Facebook or LinkedIn, why I want to be a Rotarian. It was like 2 or 3 minutes. It looked like it was from Rotary International. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, that was Lisa Hazlitt. She's really good. But yeah, that was a great little video about the benefits of why it's good for an individual to be a part of Rotary.
Did you get it from RI?
Yeah.
I want to make a point here too, that Lisa Hazlitt and Kevin Simpson are going to be district public image chairs. And so to get publicity or marketing material for your club, feel free to call on either one of them for ideas on how to promote your club. And they're working on a plan that will enhance the district, but when it's all said and done, everything's done on club level. So just know that Lisa's.
Yeah, she goes by Lisa Dames. You've seen her play music around.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lisa,
so
okay.
That's Lisa.
That's her stage.
She is
name.
really shy. She tries to
Yeah.
overcome
Yeah,
that.
she's really shy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very quiet.
Okay.
But John was there. Anything you'd like to add?
Well, I was going to add to that. What was interesting is the individual who signed up on the spot he had come to a couple of meetings, and the comment he made was he had some questions, some nagging questions about, especially about the groups that we support, the community service stuff that we do, and exactly how much money actually goes to community service and how effective it is. So we didn't know that he had these concerns, but we addressed them. So the other two, one had never come to a meeting, so this was kind of his first go around. And so we encouraged him to come to some regular membership meetings, of course. And then another, she had come to one meeting, I believe, in the past. So she's going to take a little longer, but the point being that one of the reasons he just signed up on the spot was we had kind of Greg really had gotten close to the finish line, and this took him across the finish line. And I think, and I came out of it thinking, I don't know about you guys, but I sometimes have family, especially my wife, say, what you're spending a lot of time on this. What's this all about? And I think it was a really effective way to educate about what we do. And I think it's benefit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with bringing friends and family to these things either. And I think that could be a side benefit to holding these, because when you are spending as much time as we, especially those of us in this room this year, are spending on this, it helps overcome any objections we might have, or any kind of undercurrent of you've missed yet another family thing for Rotary. Why are you doing that? So that, I mean, it hit me while I was standing there that I really wish they had been there to hear it. So.
And I'm going to make this suggestion. If any of your clubs are having the Rotary Information Board, would you please invite me or let the areas know that it's happening, because other club presidents or membership chairs might want to attend. It will fill the room. It will help increase the intention of interest. But also, we'd like to attend to see how you do it, so that we can share the ideas among the other clubs.
And you're doing this like a guest day, like having a campaign because you're kind of doing a presentation
Right.
about a club to potential members.
Right. So we're actually experimenting. So this one we did in one of our members' homes. He opened his home, and so I think that's actually a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's very, it's very unintimidating. But we did it in the evening, and we're a lunch club. So the next one, we plan on doing the hour before the lunch meeting. This is one of the things that they recommended at the session was, try it so you can go right into a meeting and they can see, where you are. Now we're going to try to time that so that we have a really good speaker, and not, say our presentation on our own foundation or something, which is great for the members, but not necessarily compelling for our guests.
Right.
And then I forget what we're going to try with the third one. We had another idea. I haven't had enough coffee to remember.
Due to the fact that we're a morning club, we recognize, because we wanted to do this as well, but we recognize that there's not a lot of people that can do morning clubs. So we've actually, and Laura's not here, but we've kind of developed some sort of strategic partnership with the Guilford Club, because there's a lot of similarities between us and them. And we're going to be putting something like this together between the two clubs. Mm-hmm. Their lunch club, we're a morning club, around the same amount of people, a lot of similarities. And we feel like they could invite people that may only be able to do a morning club. We're going to invite people that may only be able to do a lunch club, and we may be able to hit more people that way. Another thing I was going to ask a little bit off topic, Walt had a good idea to kind of hit businesses and talk about like a business membership. Has anybody done anything with that, and has that been successful?
I mean, like a business joins, but a couple people can fill
Yeah,
that
so
spot.
yeah, so like the member, I don't know how you do the member, but the business joins. But let's say the executive is really the one pushing this, but they can't go but to maybe one meeting a month, and then they have, but they feel the
You have a lot of
importance.
those spots, don't you, Brian? Where the business is the member, and the UNCG chancellor is always a member.
Yeah, but they don't really send people in their place.
Okay.
I mean, we have talked about that, but what we've been doing is if the head person can't join, we ask them to, well, who would you recommend, and then go after
Okay.
somebody.
Okay.
I've thought about that, because I was in a network group that was similar, BNI, which is kind of real well-known for their, intentions
Right,
and their
right.
commitments, and that's what we did as a business, joined, and we had 2 people, because again, with Gate City, we won't attend it, so I've thought about that. Never
Okay.
brought it up, but it's funny you did mention it.
Okay.
The Jones, it's either the Jonesboro or the Sanford Club does have a corporate membership level. And remember that it's individuals who belong to Rotary, so the company is not the member.
Mhm.
But the person, in the case of Jonesboro, they did it because the person had a small business, they was retail, had to be there, but had a couple other people. So the business owner joined the club, but it was considered a corporate membership, so that the 2 people he or she identified to fill in when they couldn't do it were identified, and so they just decided among the 3 who was going to attend
Okay.
each week. And then they shared their experiences, so, but one person is the member.
Okay. And that's kind of how we saw it as well.
Yeah, our approach has been to ask businesses to sponsor a member. So it's the individual that's the member, but the business pays for
Yep.
the
Yeah.
membership.
Okay.
And so that's how we've done it, and that's worked out for us.
Cool.
And just, Susie, we could, I assume you're going to talk about the Gold Club membership requirements and all that kind of stuff.
Certainly.
Okay. I sent an email last night to
You
you.
did.
I don't know if you saw it yet. But,
You did.
If you'll take a look at the Gold Club requirements, I actually maybe misread something. The first one you need, the required activity, is the second box on the left. Near the top section, it says increase Rotary Club membership by 1 by May of 2018. So that's the deadline for the increase in membership to get that requirement. Underneath, there's some optional ones. They have a little different date, but this Rotary Club growth by July 1st. So we actually have 2 kind of different dates for optional memberships, and then there's some option for increasing diversity. You get good points for on the membership below. But that's another reason to strive for membership growth, is to get the Gold Club award. And those are the benefits. But it looks like right now, at least on the report in the district newsletter, that all of our clubs are doing decently and have a chance to get that growth by the end of the year. So that's good. But we'd love to see some really good growth as opposed to just maintaining or getting one. Would be awesome.
But if you don't get the one in the top part, if you get the one in the bottom part, it doesn't matter.
I think that's correct, yeah. So you gotta get the one by May.
Yeah.
That's our deadline. We got,
Question on that. The District Governor Lloyd mentioned about if you had the 3 members go to the summit. Yeah. So is that just for that top one? Is that the one that it marks off?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
How many of you have initially shared this with your board and use it on a regular basis for?
Let me get some clarification. You're saying if you went to the summit, you don't have to be
had-
+1?
If
You had to have
If you
president.
had-
kidding me?
If you had 3 people attend, if you had president-elect and membership chair, then the
Oh my
+1
God.
is waived.
I didn't realize that.
You were out of town. I
I
thought
was,
you told
but
me.
I mean,
Yeah.
we had 2. If I knew that would waive my game 1, I would
I thought it had to be
It-
particular.
It had to be particular.
It had to be
Yeah, it was
particular, had to be
president,
present.
Okay.
and
Yeah,
membership
you,
chair.
All right,
you couldn't put
Well, I
somebody.
think we can still do the other one. That's really the only one I
Yeah.
struggle with. Golly, I would have canceled whatever trip. I would have needs to be clear on that.
but I am the membership rep for Area 11, which is Crescent, East Greensboro, Gate City, Southern Guilford. And so if I can help anybody, please let me know, and I'll be reaching out to you. And David Geis is with First Bank, is the membership rep for the other clubs in the Summit in Guilford. So you got lots of help, and I encourage you to try these things. And it really was. We had a good time, I thought. It was truly inspirational.
A
I
couple
would
of,
recommend we have another summit, wouldn't y'all?
Greg can lead that, right?
Yeah.
I'll have it in my house.
All right, no problem.
A couple of your membership chairs have asked me about their beginning numbers. I'll send the numbers that Greg sent out to me to you so that you can pass it along to your membership chairs. So you know where you were on June the 30th last year and where you are. Well, actually, I know where you were as of the end of October.
Susan, let me redo those and go back to and try to find May 1st numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are two time requirements. Gold Club this year will be April 1st of 17
April.
to May 1st
Of 18.
of 18. So this year it's 13 months. Just know that this is different. But then presidential citation
We'll be seeing April 1st to-
is June 30th
4/1,
to July,
17.
June 30 to June 30. So we have two different time periods for the distinctions.
And that's on your Gold Club page, under required activities. That's where those dates are listed.
But I need some help. I told Patrick last night I need some help on figuring out how to get those numbers for those particular dates.
Right.
Claudia, that's why I need to do a little more research.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at least for the citation, most clubs in our area are doing okay, and we're kind of holding our own.
Right, for the citation, that's right. It's
Good.
just a different measurement for Gold Club, and that's because the district works and operates, and it has to do with when we have the district conference, and we like to give the awards for attendance and for Gold Club at district conference. And since district conference is usually the end of April or it's the end of May, that's why our 12-month period it differs from the Rotary calendar year, which is, July to July, or July to June 30. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Thank you. There are some other dates, reporting dates, that I wanted to bring your attention to. Many of you have already done these, but, and it isn't written anywhere on information you have, but by the end of the year, the end of the calendar year, December 31st, you need to make sure that you verify your district database to make sure that it's accurate. So in that, make sure if you've already got your president, which I think everyone does, for 2018, 2019, your secretary, make sure to send all of that information. If you haven't done it, have your club secretary send it to Phil Morris so that Phil can plug that into the system.
He really doesn't like for you guys to do it. He likes to do it.
And you're saying for 18, 19, not 19, 20?
18, 19.
18, 19.
Okay, right. And also, if you have it 19, 20, go ahead and put it in there. There's no harm in doing that. That's great. But send that to Phil. Check Rotary Club Central to make sure that everything is as you think it should be. If there's somebody that's changed, brought a new person into position, make sure that they're noted as well. Remember that by the end of the year, the club president for 2017-18, which is you guys, and or the president-elect needs to visit 2 other clubs meeting, and let's see, the president-elect would attend the AG's president's meeting, which is this. So I'll back up on that one again. So each club president needs to attend 2 other clubs' meetings, and your president-elect needs to attend one of these meetings. I think most of you have.
So when do we do that by?
By December 31st.
We here need to attend 2 other clubs meetings by December 31st, is that what you said?
According to these dates.
Yeah. Where did that, was that on here? Because I missed that, because we had somebody come to our club, Kernersville, president-elect,
Yeah.
and he said it was Gold Club requirement.
It's one of the requirements in Gold Club. Let me see. Susie, you know where that is?
I could have swore I read through that, and I
That-
don't remember
that
seeing
helpful
that.
text
That's
this morning.
below.
Slade,
Yes.
does that mean that, like, I could do one meeting and Larry could do one meeting?
Yes.
Okay, so we can split it up.
Yeah.
It'd be the two of us.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be in Greensboro, it could be anywhere. When I was president, I went to Kernersville for one,